Entering mathematical expressions using WebEQ, and WebEQ is Blackboard's equation editor. This slideshow is meant for people who are using mathematical typesetting for some of the answers to questions posed in Blackboard. It simply demonstrates where the WebEQ editor is located and what the toolboxes are. So for example, a rectangular box is to have a volume of 320 cubic feet. It has a square base and top. Find the formula for the surface area of the box as a function of width. When you are confronted with a question like this, there is an arrow that contains another toolbar that is normally hidden from view initially. So click on this arrow that I have circled in red, and another toolbar will appear. And here you can see this toolbar. In this toolbar, you'll have a square root of x icon, and this is the WebEQ icon that Blackboard uses. So let's answer the question. We identify x as the length and width of the base, since it's square, and s of x is the surface area of this box. As one can see, it is much cleaner and easier to read rather than type in the formulas without it. So here is the formula that we would type in order to answer the question posed. And you can type stuff like this in WebEQ. How do you do it? Well, first you go to the equation editor window, and that's what happens when you click on the square root of x icon in the toolbar when you go to answer a question. So this is the window that you see. The next sequence of slides demonstrates each of the toolbar buttons that help in typesetting mathematical expressions. The radical and fraction button. This button contains the subscripts, superscripts, radicals, divisions, and text box options, and they are presented here. This is very similar to the equation editor in Microsoft Word. It's not exactly the same, but it is similar as far as how you can select your options as well as typesetting. The overhead symbols button. This button contains typesetting for symbols that appear above text. Included here are the line segment symbol, the ray, the vector, the line, the overbrace, the prime for spatial derivatives, the dot and double dot for time derivatives. These are often used in physics. The tilde and the hat. The grouping symbols button. This button contains the grouping symbols such as parentheses, brackets, braces, different kinds of brackets, like inner product brackets, things like that. Absolute value, greatest integer, least integer, and norm grouping symbols. The trigonometric functions and angle symbols are contained here, where you see like the angle, the theta, and the sine function name on its button. So this contains the trigonometric functions as well as the popular inverse trigonometric functions and angle symbols. The calculus button. This button contains the popular calculus symbols often seen in the course. We have the limit, the derivative, the partial derivative, the antiderivative, definite integral, summations, products, the divergence operator, the gradient operator, the curl operator, the contour integral, double and triple integrals, differential, a partial, and the infinity symbol is located here in the calculus button. The matrix button. This button contains typesetting for matrices that can be 1x2, 2x1, 2x2, and 3x3 matrices. Now it is possible to select a 2x2 matrix and then in one of those cells select another like 2x1 or 1x2 to give yourself larger matrices. But I have found that the typesetting here can be a little tricky, and it can lead to some crowding and can be difficult to read at times. So they stay with the basics that you normally see in classes, but it is possible to embed one of these matrix choices inside of another one. The arrows button. This button contains the popular arrow symbols used in typesetting. You have your standard arrows, your implication arrows, your angled arrows, angles that go into diagonals. You have your harpoons, you have your curl arrows, and these are just other arrow symbols that are often used in courses. Your arithmetic symbols. This obviously contains the popular arithmetic symbols: plus, minus, times, divide. The dot symbol for multiplication, the plus, minus, your direct sum, your direct product, parallel, not parallel, composition, and perpendicular symbols are also located here. Your inequality symbols, this pretty much contains a lot of your inequality symbols. Your less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, then not less than, not greater than, etc. You have equal, is equivalent to, congruence, approximately similar, not equal to, not equivalent to, and not similar to, not approximately equal to, these symbols as well. The set theory symbols, you can embed set theory symbols inside your text when you are using this particular editor. This contains, the union, the intersection, the proper and improper subsets, the negations of those as well. You also have the empty set, the set of integers, the set of real numbers, and the set of complex numbers. Those symbols are also provided for here under this button. You have your logic symbols. They have the standard logic symbols for every, there exists, there doesn't exist, and negation symbols, as well as the and or symbol. That's often seen in logic classes and sometimes in math theory classes as well. Your lowercase Greek letters are also given here. This is the entire Greek alphabet in the lowercase letters, which appear quite often in mathematical typing. And you also have the uppercase Greek letters that appear often in mathematical symbols. The ones that are not listed here, like capital A and capital B, they are equivalent to what we see as capital A and capital B already, so they're not listed here. These are the Greek symbols that are not already on the keyboard. The spacing button. This contains the ability to space things out appropriately. I haven't seen much use for this one, but sometimes certain kind of spacing and typesetting for easier presentation can be done. Thank you for your time and attention.